Buenas and half a day. The Committee on Rules hereby calls this meeting to order. For the record, the date is Friday, July 23rd, and the time now is 2:10 p.m. Committee on Rules Director, Ms. Mary Maravilla, please take roll call of all members.
Chairperson, Vice Speaker Tina Rose Munoz-Barnes. Acting Chair, Legislative Secretary Shelton. Speaker Terlahi. Senator Nelson. Senator San Augustine. Senator Rangel. Senator Pito Terlahi. Senator Perez. Senator Blas. Senator Torres. Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Siduous Masi, Ms. Maravilla. Does the chair hear a motion to excuse members not present? Thank you. It's been moved by Senator Frank Blas and seconded by Senator Joe San Augustine to excuse members not present. Are there any objections? No objections. Motion passes. Does the chair hear a motion to ratify the COR meeting minutes from June 21st, 2021? All these documents that we'll be discussing today can be found in the Google Drive for this meeting titled, and this specific document is titled 01 Meeting Minutes. Okay, thank you. There's been a motion by Senator Sabina Perez and seconded by Senator Clint Rangel. Are there any objections? Motion passes. The first item of core business is an update on document tracking. This can be found in the Google Drive titled 02 Legislative Secretary's Report. The Office of the Legislative Secretary hereby reports the following as of today, July 23rd, 2021. There are 59 appointments submitted by Governor Leon Guerrero. The status of these appointments are as follows. 1 appointment confirmed during the February 2021 session, 14 appointments confirmed during the March 2021 session, 8 appointments confirmed during the April 2021 session, 7 appointments confirmed during the May 2021 session, and 7 appointments confirmed during the June 2021 session, with a total of 37 appointments confirmed by Liheslaturan Guåhan to date. Of the remaining 22 appointments, there are some pending confirmation, 1 appointment has been withdrawn, and none have extended beyond the authorized 90-day term limit. Liheslaturan received 15 zone change applications. 3 have been approved by the governor, and Liheslaturan received 3 departmental agency rules and regulations. 2 were duly considered by Liheslaturan and are now law. Siduous Masi colleagues. Next item of business is the ratification of referrals. The referrals of bills and appointments are indicated each of the corresponding logs, which can be found in the Google Drive folder for this meeting titled 03 Legislative Item Logs. Does the chair hear a motion? Yes. Okay. It has been moved by Senator Clint Rangel and seconded by Senator Joe San Augustine to approve the referrals of bills and appointments. Are there any objections? Motion passes. Does the chair hear a motion to ratify the appointments of resolutions? Moved by Senator Clint Rangel and seconded by Senator Pito Terlahi. Are there any objections? Motion passes. We will now move to consideration of items eligible for placement on the session agenda. Members, the committee reports for the following items have been duly filed and met Committee on Rules committee report deadlines, which was July 20th, 2021. This list can be found on your agenda. Senator Blas, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I move Bill number 7-36 COR as amended by the Committee on General Government Operations, Appropriations, and Housing, sponsored by Senator V. Anthony Ada, an act to add a new subsection 26203K38 to Chapter 26 and a new subsection 28106I to Chapter 28, both of Title 11 Guam Code annotated, relative to exempting medical equipment and telemedicine technology from business privilege tax and the use tax. Any motion to move it onto session agenda, please?
Do I hear a second? Okay, moved by Senator Frank Blas and seconded by Senator Joseph Augustine to place Bill number 7-36 COR as amended on the session agenda. Are there any objections? No objections? Motion passes. Senator Blas, you are recognized.
I think, Madam Chair, I will defer to Senator San Augustine for my other motion.
Thank you very much. Senator Joseph Augustine, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that Bill number 36-36 COR is substituted by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture. Bill was introduced by myself, an act to authorize commercial submerged land license agreement between the Government of Guam, specifically the Chamorro Land Trust Commission and Telecommunication Holdings, LLC, doing business as GTA, for the purpose of landing submarine cables at Alupang, Tumuning, Guam.
Thank you, Senator Joseph Augustine. To clarify, this is the substituted version by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
As
you.
substitute.
Do I hear a second? Okay. Moved by Senator Joseph Augustine, seconded by Senator Pito Terlahi. Are there any objections? Motion passes. Senator San Augustine, you are still recognized.
Madam Chair, the committee our committee submitted also Bill 117-36. I'm just going to read off the numbers, unless you want me to read off the act itself. It's going through COR, so hopefully it'll be ready for addition on the floor when we go to session.
So for the record, you are stating this bill that you plan to move when we are in session.
That's correct, or even the author. As a matter of fact, Madam Chair, I'll go ahead and read the bill completely so that nobody misconstrues anything else. Bill number 117-36 COR, introduced by Senator Tello T. Taidagui, co-sponsored by Senator Brown, Madam Speaker Therese Terlai, Senator Clint Rigel, Senator Chris Duenas, Senator Tony Ada, Senator Frank Blas Jr., myself, Senator Sabina Flores, Vice Speakers Tina Rose Muñoz Barnes, and Jose Pito Terlai. An act to amend Section 403K of Chapter 4, Title 1, Guam Code Annotated, relative to changing the official name of municipality of Agat to its name in the Chamorro language, namely Hågatña. And then also Bill number 118-36 COR, introduced by the same folks. And I'll read them all through. These are all the village names, okay? An act to amend, same section, is to change the name of the municipality of Imanac to its name in the Chamorro language, namely Humatac. And that's 118-36, and then Bill 119-36, same author and co-sponsors, and it's to change the name of Marisu to its name in the Chamorro language, namely Maleso. And then Bill 125-36, same author and co-sponsors, to change the name of Santa Rita to Santa Rita-Sumay. And then the last bill, 126-36, same author, same co-sponsors, to change the name of Talofofo to its name in the Chamorro language, namely Talofofo. It's just with a different addition to it. Okay? And also, just to mention to the committee members, is that the committees also and no, those bills have been channeled to the Committee on Rules. It's just a matter of it making its way out, and it could be introduced on the floor during session. There's also, we're working on a few other bills that should get to COR by session, and that's the confirmation of Shannon J. Murphy as a member of the Guam Ethics Commission for 4 years, from May 17, 2021 to May 16, 2021. Also, Bill 70-36 COR, introduced by Senator Frank Blas Jr., co-sponsored by Vice Speaker Tina Rose Munoz Barnes and Senator Chris Duenas, an act to add a new Chapter 54 to Title 11 Guam Code annotated relative to creating tax rebates for personnel protective equipment, PPE, and to be known as the PPE for Guam Act of 2021. And it'll be introduced and routed as amended by the Committee on General Government Operation, Appropriation, Housing. That's being routed right now for signatures, and then it'll proceed to COR. Also, we have substitute bill 121-36 COR, introduced by myself and Vice Speaker Tina Rose Munoz Barnes, an act to add a new Chapter 83 of the Title 12, Division 5, Guam Code annotated relative to the design, build, finance, lease, transfer, maintenance of Government of Guam 21st Century Healthcare Center of Excellence, which shall be called the 21st Century Healthcare Center of Excellence Construction Act of 2021. And that will be submitted as an amended of the substitute amended bill. Then we also have Bill 137. This is being finalized. It's just going around now for signatures. Bill 137-36, introduced by Jose Piro Terlay and co-sponsored by Vice Speaker Tina Rose Munoz Barnes, Senator Clint Rigel, and Senator Mary Camacho Torres, an act to appropriate $75,000 from the general funds to the Government of Guam Retirement Fund to conduct a study relative to providing enhanced benefits for uniformed personnel for defined under Title 8, Guam Code Annotated, Section 8104P, in the Defined Benefit 1.75 Retirement System. It'll be introduced and routed as amended by the Committee on General Government Operation, Appropriation, Housing. And Bill 153-36 COR, introduced by myself, Joe S. Augustine, and co-sponsored by Senator Jose Piro Telay, Vice Speaker Tina Rose Munoz Barnes, Senator Clint Rigel, Senator Jim Moylan, Senator Frank Blas Jr., Senator Amanda Shelton, Senator Tony Ada, and Senator Mary Camacho Torres, an act to add a new Article 7 to Chapter 90, Title 9, Guam Code annotated relative to the finance, design, construction, and maintenance of the Government of Guam Department of Correction, which the act shall be called the Department of Corrections Modernization Act of 2021, ma'am. And those are the bills that are being routed for signature. Once that's done, that should be in the court's hand, hopefully no later than Monday morning, and be ready for, hopefully, vote on the floor session.
Thank you very much, Senator San Augustine. Is there anyone else wishing to place items on the session agenda? Okay, Speaker Terlahi, you are recognized.
Thank you. I'd like to move the nomination of Attorney Alberto E. Tolentino to serve as judge of the Supreme Court of Guam onto the session agenda.
Thank you very much. Do I hear a second? Moved by Speaker Therese Terlahi, seconded by Senator Clint Rigel. Are there any objections? No objections. Motion passes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd also like to note with the consent of the body that Bills 164 and that Bill 75, both are relative to the RISE Act, are set for a public hearing in the upcoming week. And if they are reported out of committee by the time we have session, I would like to make a motion at that time to place them on the session agenda.
Thank you very much. That's Bill 164 and Bill 75, both relative to the RISE Act. They will have their public hearing this coming week. Thank you very much. Just a note for the record. Okay. Anyone else wishing to place items on the session agenda? Senator Perez, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to place the nomination of Francis A. Castro to serve as a member of the Guam Environmental Protection Agency Board of Directors on the session agenda.
Do I hear a second? Moved by Senator Sabina Flores Perez and seconded by Senator Clint Rigel. Are there any objections? Motion passes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We're also circulating a couple of nominations. Another one for the Guam Environmental Protection Board of Directors, Wayne Bigler, as well as Maria M. Dunn for the Guam Unarmed Combat Commission. Justin P. Beneventi, we will be submitting that shortly, as well as Mr. Joseph M. Crisostomo, all of the Guam Unarmed Combat Commission We also are interested in submitting the nomination of Christopher S. Murphy, a member of the Guam Real Estate Commission, as a member of the Guam Real Estate Commission.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else wishing to place on the agenda? Senator Rajel, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to place on the session agenda Bill number 95-36 LS as amended by the Committee on Air, Transportation, Parks, Tourism, Higher Education, and the Advancement of Women, Youth, and Senior Citizens, an act to amend Section 77104.1 of Article 1, Chapter 77, Title 21, Guam Code Annotated, relative to including all peace officers in the enforcement of alcohol-free zones within the Guam Territorial Park System.
Is there a second? Moved by Senator Clint Rajel, seconded by Senator Joe San Augustine. Are there any objections to placing Bill number 95-36 on the session agenda? No objection, motion passes. Senator Rajel?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to place on the session agenda Bill number 83-36 LS as introduced, and act to amend Section 5101, 5104, 5107, 5109, 5112, 5114, 5118, and 5120 to repeal Section 5103 and 5105 and to add 5119, and all to Chapter 5 of Title 16 Guam Code Annotated relative to the size, weight, and load limitations and restrictions of certain vehicles.
Do I hear a second? Moved by Senator Clint Rajel, seconded by Senator Pito Terlahi. Are there any objections to placing Bill number 83-36 on the session agenda? No objection, motion passes. Senator Rajel, you are recognized.
Madam Chair, I move that the executive appointment of the Honorable Rudy A. Paco to serve as a member of the Guam Visitors Bureau Board of Directors at the pleasure of the Governor from the Committee on Air, Transportation, Parks, Tourism, Higher Education, and the Advancement of Women, Youth, and Senior Citizens with the recommendation to do confirm be placed on the session agenda.
Is there a second? Moved by Senator Clint Rajel, seconded by Senator Pito Terlahi. Are there any objections to placing the nomination of Rudy A. Paco to the GVB board on the session agenda? No objection, motion passes. Senator Rajel?
Thank you. I move to place from the Committee on Economic Development, Agriculture, Power and Energy Utilities, and the Arts the nomination of Sandra S. Flores to serve as Director of the Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency with the recommendation to do confirm to the session agenda.
Is there a second? Moved by Senator Clint Rajel, seconded by Jose Pito Terlahi. Is there any objection to placing the nomination of Sandra S. Flores as Director of CAHA? No objection, motion passes. Senator Rajel?
I move to place on the session agenda from the Committee on Economic Development, Agriculture, Power and Energy Utilities, and the Arts, the nomination of Andrew C. Park to serve as a member of the Guam Economic Development Authority Board of Directors with the recommendation to do confirm.
Do I hear a second? Moved by Senator Clint Rajel, seconded by Senator Jose Pito Terlahi. Is there any objection to placing the nomination of Andrew C. Park as member of the Guam Economic Development Authority Board of Directors? No objection, motion passes.
I have nothing else to move, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Does anyone else wish to place items on the session agenda? No? Oh, yes, Speaker Terlahi, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd just like to make a motion that the session agenda, in order that we give notice of these things, that those bills not yet reported out, but motioned today, that they be also reflected somewhere on the agenda so that notice is given that they may come up during session.
Okay, there has been a motion made to include in our Committee on Rules agenda all bills made mention of today that are planned on being added during our next session. Seconded by Senator Clint Rajel. Are there any objections? Motion passes. Okay. For the record, I'd like to note that I plan on placing Bill number 111-36 COR as amended by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture, an act to amend Section 120.60 of Article 1, Chapter 120, Title 8, Guam Code Annotated, relative to requiring testing for HIV of those charged with criminal sexual abuse or conduct at the request of victims. Once the committee report on the bill has been duly filed, it is under the Committee on Rules review at this moment. And for our colleagues as well, from Vice Speaker Tina Muñoz-Barnes, she plans to place on the session agenda resolution number 54-36 LS, authored by Vice Speaker Tina Rose Muñoz-Barnes, relative to respectfully petitioning the United States Congress to enact legislation removing the filing deadline for the Guam World War II Loyalty Recognition Act claims program, once author's report on the resolution has been duly filed. And as well as Bill number 130-36, an act to add a new section 13.2 to Chapter 1 of Division 1, Title 5, Guam Code Annotated, relative to establishing the Guam World War II Reconciliation Act of 2021 to compensate claims of the greatest generation of Guam for the atrocities suffered during the World War II occupation of Guam, and that is also authored by Vice Speaker Tina Rose Muñoz-Barnes, once the committee report on the bill has been duly filed. And from Senator Nelson, she plans to place on the session floor resolution number 121-36 LS, authored by Senator Chelina Nelson, relative to respectfully requesting that President Joseph R. Biden Jr. act within his administrative authority to remove the deadline to file a claim with the Foreign Claims Settlement Commission under the Guam World War II Loyalty Recognition Act, and to further extend the Act's eligibility to the survivors of decedents who had passed away after the initial filing deadline of June 20th, 2018, once the author's report on the resolution has been duly filed. Are there any announcements from my colleagues? Yes, Senator Joseph Augustine, you are recognized.
No, Madam Chair, just that as they're placing the bills in order in the agenda, if any of them requires a committee of the whole, that it would be the last bill on the session, so that it won't tie up the time for the other bills to be addressed. Because once we go to committee of the whole, it may take more than just a day for whichever bill.
Is that a motion?
If need be, a motion, then.
Okay.
So move.
It's been moved by Senator Joseph Augustine and seconded by Speaker Therese Terlahi to place all bills requiring the committee of the whole at the bottom of the agenda to be heard together. Are there any objections? Motion passes. Okay, a draft session agenda has been provided to each of you, which can be found in the draft session agenda on the Google Drive for those listening. With the placement of these bills and resolutions in the second reading file and the appointment under legislative concurrence, is there a motion to adopt the session agenda? Moved by Senator Clint Ridgell and seconded by Senator Sabina Perez. Are there any objections to adopting the session agenda? Motion passes. Okay. Okay. Speaker, you are recognized.
Thank you. Under extension of remarks, I'd just like to announce that, we are calling session for August 2nd at, sorry, can't remember the time, 9 or 10 a.m. Gotta remember. Is that, but it's for August 2nd, and the notice will be published Monday, but you will be receiving that as well. Again, August 2nd.
Any other announcements? I think it's 10.
I think it's 10 a.m.
Okay, do I hear a motion to adjourn? Motion to adjourn. Okay, moved by Senator Joseph Augustine, seconded by Senator Pito Terlahi. The time now is 2:33 p.m. and the Committee on Rules meeting is now adjourned. So do us masi, everyone. Have a great weekend. Be safe.